Last fall, I asked 300 people how free they would feel to say no if a police officer asked to search them. I asked them to explain why they would feel that way. Some people said they would feel completely free to refuse because it's their constitutional right, or because they respect the police. Most people, however, felt differently. Police can ask anyone at almost any time for permission to search. They can ask you after writing you a speeding ticket. They can ask you on the sidewalk. They can ask you at your home. And they don't have to tell you that you have the right to refuse. Though the Constitution requires a warrant, or at least probable cause or other articulated facts to validate a search, police can ask to search a person for no reason at all. In fact, the vast majority of police searches are accomplished by consent. This may be because when police ask to search, people say yes, about 85% of the time. People say yes when they know they have nothing to hide, and when they know the search could land them in prison for years. They say yes, even when they're in a hurry, and even when they have cocaine in their pocket. So I asked, why? I asked 300 people, why?
If you say no, it's like admitting you're guilty.
I'd worry that saying no would make me seem suspicious and maybe be detained or arrested.
Within my rights, I suppose, but seems antagonistic to police doing their job.
If I have nothing to hide, I will definitely consent to be searched for everybody's peace of mind.
Police have power, visible, invisible, and real. Given the history of police violence and verbal abuse, and the way the law protects cops, there is no way I feel comfortable saying no to be respected and listened to.
Police officers automatically try to flex their authority and use unnecessary force when someone doesn't agree with them.
It's your right not to be searched, unless you have a warrant that allows so. However, most police, cops, will go ahead and make you think differently.
They are intimidating, overpowering, controlling, no concern for public safety.
Okay, because they ain't got no reason to search anybody. They act like bitches and they act like they can do anything with a badge.
There seems to be no option to say no to the police officer because if you do, it has potential to escalate to something even bigger. If you're a minority, you feel like you have even less recourse to say no.
I'm a white girl. While it's my right, it really comes down to feeling that there will be no repercussion for me to do so.
Although black, I am a woman, so the issues that I deal with are different than black men. I know that I don't have to consent to search, but I also know that there is danger in not consenting. The police can and often do retaliate.
There would be reservation because I am an African American and male. I know how ugly the police can get when someone that looks like me tried to stand up to the police. With that being said, someone has to be a fighter. All my life I have been a fighter and stood up for people who can't stand up for themselves.
I know that it's my right, however, police are encouraged to do whatever it takes. I don't really like conflict, so if he pressed, I would end up complying.
They have a lot more power and influence in the moment, and there is not a lot that I can do against someone with a gun and nightstick, regardless of age.
I would just want to get the search over with and be on my way instead of dealing with trouble.
Because they're shooting any and everybody nowadays.
I am from Vallejo, California. Growing up with cops around, I felt they abused their power. Whatever I say wrong could end up bad for me. I like cops' purpose, but I've seen what they can do to you if you don't cooperate.
It's in the Constitution that I'm free from harassment or search and seizure. Our natural safety for freedom, that means we must subject ourselves to tyranny.
Searching without my consent and a legitimate reason is disrespectful. I also feel that we as humans have the right to go anywhere we want without having to answer to anyone.
I would say absolutely no question about it. The only reason I don't check completely free is that I know I will be pressured, intimidated, tried to trick me, etc. I have the will to resist that, but I know it's not easy. Why? It's unconstitutional. I don't want to live in a police state. Standard reasoning of not wanting to trade essential liberty for a temporary illusion of safety.
What would you do if a police officer asked to search you? Share your voice at the link below.